Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Today we're gonna share about the update in stimulant of central nervous system. We are from group 6. So these are our group members. For the introduction, caffeine is one of the world's most consumed drug and is consumed in various forms such as coffee, energy drink, soda or chocolate. Every day, 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed throughout the world, according to Washington Post 2015. Caffeine assists with the learning and memory of activities in which information is provided in a passive way. Caffeine has been found to enhance performance in tasks that rely on working memory to some extent. Okay, when consumed in tiny doses, it has also been discovered to reduce anxiety and enhance hedonic tone. With so many people throughout the world consuming coffee on a regular basis, it's critical to investigate how this drug affect people's cognitive performance. And lastly, we wanted to look at the mechanism of the caffeine influence on the brain, as well as recent research that look at the effect of caffeine on users, especially in terms of mood, memory, processing speed, and attentiveness.
Alright, going to the next part. The second part is the basic concepts of central nervous system stimulants. Caffeine is classified as a central nervous system stimulant and an organic molecule called methylxanthine. Methylxanthines are alkaloids that can be found in high concentrations in tea, coffee, and chocolate. Theophylline, theobromine, and caffeine are the most popular ones. CNS stimulants are medicines that stimulate the brain, speeding up both mental and physical processes. They can increase energy, improve attention and alertness, and elevate blood pressure and heart rate. They also decrease the need for sleep, reduce the appetite, and improve confidence and concentration. Unfortunately, some people still misuse the CNS stimulants for their ability to increase energy levels. CNS stimulants may be useful for the treatment of certain conditions characterized by symptoms such as prolonged fatigue, inability to concentrate, and prolonged depression that is unresponsive to traditional antidepressants or excessive sleepiness. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Ahmad Azhar Miros Asman. I will continue our presentation in the part of mechanism of action for caffeine, which is mechanism of action for caffeine have three. First is methylxanthine stimulating antagonism at the adenosine receptor level. The effect of methylxanthine on the mobilization of intracellular calcium, and the last one is the ability of methylxanthine to inhibit phosphodiesterases. Okay, first, mechanism of action of caffeine. Caffeine and other methylxanthine chemical can operate as a competitive antagonist to adenosine depressive effects. Adenosine and adenosine receptor govern neurotransmitter release in the brain and are involved in the regulation of sleep, arousal, cognition, memory, and learning. Mood, memory, alertness, and cognitive function are all affected by an increase in these neurotransmitters. The second one, which is the effect of methylxanthine on the mobilization of intracellular calcium. Caffeine, a methylxanthine molecule, help calcium travel through the sarcoplasmic reticulum and across the plasma membrane. Calcium is subsequently delivered into the peripheral and central nervous system via synaptic transmission, which rely on the controlled release of neurotransmitters. Calcium absorption and release mediated by the endoplasmic reticulum increase at low methylxanthine concentration. The uptake of calcium by the endoplasmic reticulum is reduced at increasing doses of methylxanthine. Last but not least, the mechanism of action for caffeine, which is the ability of methylxanthine to inhibit phosphodiesterases. Methylxanthine prevents CAMP from being broken down by enzyme. Methylxanthine accomplishes this by blocking the cyclic nucleotide phosphodiesterase enzyme, which promotes CAMP buildup. The release of hormones like dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine is stimulated by the build-up of CAMP. Mood, memory, alertness, and cognitive function are all affected by an increase in these neurotransmitters. Okay, that's all from.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Amrul Dinish. So I will continue the presentation by explaining about the highlights on updates, caffeine as CNS stimulants. Recently, several studies have investigated the effects of caffeine on mood states such as anxiety, vigor, and sadness. Analysis of variance ANOVA for the profile of mood states POMS, vigor activity rating revealed a significant main effect of caffeine dosage and significant main effect of time post-administration, with significantly higher post-caffeine administration. Interestingly, caffeine consumption might have a brief alteration in mood states, for example, like anxiety, which are short-lived, less than 1 hour. Another cognitive parameter of interest is memory. A study performed by Smith recruited 128 individuals to investigate the working memory, task, and simple reaction time tasks. ANOVA analysis demonstrated that participants who received caffeinated coffee had significantly faster simple reaction times. Araujo et al. Examined that drinking more than 3 cups of coffee may increase the mean number of words pronounced in the semantic verbal fluency test by approximately 1.23 words. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Next, I will explain about attention and processing speed. Attentiveness or attention is ability of individual to focus on information relevant to assigned task. Processing speed is speed of individual ability to detect and respond to rapid changes in environment. These are 4 out of 5 studies show no significant association between attention and caffeine use, while more recent studies show positive correlation. This is a research study from Repentis et al. 2031 that suggested improvement in cognitive parameter with caffeine use. Participant was assessed after taking one of 3 stimulants, which are caffeine, methylphenidate (MHP) or modafinil (MOD). Caffeine demonstrate a positive effect on sustained attention and significant shorter reaction time, and MHP and MOD show no significant improvement in either parameter. The results suggested that caffeine is unique because its ability to affect cognitive performance in healthy individual. So that's all from me.
The last part is conclusion. Caffeine usage still on the rise. Coffee, tea, energy drinks, and chocolate are more popular than ever among people of all ages. Caffeine's effect on mood, attention, processing speed, and memory continue to yield inconsistent results in recent studies. According to current studies, if caffeine does have an influence on mood, the most significant changes can be noticed in anxiety. Caffeine does not appear to have a substantial influence on attention, but it does appear to play a role in improving processing speed, according to the research. The majority of the research looked at the effect of coffee on memory. Caffeine appeared to have considerable favorable effect on both short and long-term memory in adult and elderly, but not in children, according to the majority of the studies. I think that's all for me. Thank you.